Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. Say Gosso, the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. But then it took a long fun eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes are killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty, I'm impressed. And I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep tearing in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. Beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and picture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time.
it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Man of Prestige. How on a day? What's going on? Do me a favor, as you're coming in, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. We do have a big show today. We have a big show. Hit that like button as you're coming in. How's everybody doing? All right, good. We're taking a quick break from having the guests. You know, it's been a fantastic, like 3 different sessions with some of the guests as part of the pre-launch series as we lead on to our brand new book. Welcome back. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Over here, we talk about relationships, but we use trendy topics to cover relationships. Okay, we extract relationship-based lessons from trendy topics, from self-power, social seduction, attraction, and emotional intelligence standpoint. All right, shout out to my sponsors: Mo Fresh, of course, Richie, Life with Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Gores Corner, D Love. Appreciate you all. You can join the sponsors by simply using the join button on the page. And by the way, you can be a sponsor of this particular show. We are up to $28.58 for the month of December. Our goal is a measly $200. Okay, I think we can achieve that. Last show we were up to $7.89. So shout out to everybody that's supporting. I appreciate you. The other thing I want to talk about really quickly as part of our house rules is you can download the books. Well, right now it's only one book. Okay, you can download this right now immediately, and you can get this one starting December 30. That's what we're launching right now. We're in the pre-launch phase. You can actually pre-order the Kindle already. Okay, this one. All right, number one red flag. Get my marriage back. Okay. All right, so over here again, we talk about everything that leads to successful relationships and marriage. We don't really spend too much time on putting marriage on a pedestal like that, you know. But if you follow some of the principles we share here, a successful marriage is inevitable, okay? A successful romantic relationship is inevitable, all right? Welcome back. Let me see who's in the chat. D-Love, how are you? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. All right, so everybody, as you're coming in, again, help me hit that like button. We have a big show today. All right, we have a big show today. All right, so, but the headline here, 47-year-old Nigerian man arrested for his wife. We'll talk about that as well. All right, so be on the lookout. Just for now, help me ping everybody else into the room. All right, and I will be right back.
Beautiful girl, sparkling night, killing time. I find a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, so let's warm up with this video right here. Hold on a second. Let me see. Awesome. Good. This is what's his name? Why do I always forget his name? Forgot his name now. If you remember, just put it in the chat. Some pastor is no longer a pastor, but he's still a pastor, but he's no longer presiding over a church. But he's a podcaster. His Instagram page is called Tim Ross. I found it, Tim Ross, right there. All right, so I'm gonna play this video. The question here says, masturbation a sin, right? Is masturbation a sin? Before I get into this, anybody have any opinion on this yet? Is masturbation a sin? Did you notice the way I framed that question? Anybody have any opinion on this yet? Before I play Pastor Tim Ross. All right. I know what Tony Gaskin will say. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna play it. We'll take it from there, and then we'll use that video to warm up really quickly. Pastor Tim Ross. Before I play the video, let me actually read this caption. It says, "And just to be very clear," okay, we don't know what is being clear yet, so let's just play it.
Controversial topic: is masturbation a sin even without porn? My answer to that, Taylor, which a lot of people do not like, and so you may not like it as well, is I don't know. I don't have.
He's a pastor. He doesn't know. If you ask me, who I go ask?
enough scripture that lets me know that. What I know is that to lust after a person is sinful. And
all right, to lust after a person. It'll be interesting to read some of this comment. Let's keep going.
And the Bible's clear on that. If you were looking at pornography and masturbating, you might as well be committing adultery. That's what Jesus took it there, not just to do the act, but the thought of the act. But when you talk about masturbation, aside from pornography, the Bible's not loud on that. I don't have enough. Now there's some people that have some convictions around it. I don't know what informs those.
Now this breeds another conversation, right? Is it possible to masturbate and not have lustful thoughts? Is that even possible, right? Maybe it's possible for babies, like toddlers, because they do play with themselves to an extent, right? But as an adult, is it possible to even participate in such behavior and not have lustful thoughts? Because he just said, Jesus said, once you have a lustful thought, right? But he kind of like connected it to like porn, but
convictions. But when I look at scripture does not give me enough to tell me that masturbation is a sin without looking at pornography. Now we can get into all kind of other stuff when it comes to the self-exploration of one's body and at what
the self-exploration of one's body. At what point do you cross the line to masturbation when you're exploring your body, right? It's interesting questions that I have too, right? Because I have the same answer. Is it a sin? Based on what he just said, it sounds like it's a sin. Okay. Now, I am a sinner. I don't know about you. I'm a sinner, at least. But in terms of is it a sin? He said, I don't know. But in the same breath, he said, if you have lustful thoughts, Jesus called it a sin, right? But can you actually masturbate as a full-blown adult without having lustful thoughts, right? Maybe if the thoughts are about your spouse, right? Why? Long-distance relationship? I don't know. I'm just curious to what you think about this,
point does that become addictive or an addictive pattern like anything else? But in terms of the question that you asked, the way that you asked it, I'm leaving it right there. This is a controversial topic. Is masturbation a sin even without porn?
All right. So now he said, when we talk about addiction, obviously it can be addictive and it can absolutely destroy your life, right? Yes, absolutely. Anything that can be addictive can destroy your life. Dilo says, my body, my life, my masturbation. Is it your masturbation? I beg, free people, Joe. I'm on the same page with you, right? That's why I said, is it a sin? It's a sin, okay? Are you happy? I am a sinner. Are you happy? Okay. I'll be curious to see if you consider yourself a sinner too. You sin, but not this one, right? Yeah. I believe you. Okay, I believe you. So I actually did leave a comment here. I said I'd be curious to know why those lot of people don't like that answer, because he gave the answer. That's his answer. Let's just call it that answer, right? Which is I don't know, right? That's a whole nother topic. Okay, that's a whole topic, right? Yeah. Like, why is it that you don't like his answer? If you are one of those people that you don't like his answer, all right. So somebody here says sometimes I don't know is the wisest and most humble answer. I don't know. No. See, church folks are confused. Okay, church folks can be as confused as they come. So, I will have to group him amongst them, Tim Ross, because listen, what if it's a sin? What if it's not a sin? Why does it matter, right? We're all sinners after the fact, right? But yeah, what are we scared of exactly? Is it because we still trying to satisfy some people, right? What are we scared of exactly? Why can't we call it a sin like everything else? Or why can't we say it is a sin, it is not a sin, right? Right? Now, I don't claim to be, I don't really do these over spiritualized stuff. I'm a church boy. That means I go to church. I was raised that way, okay? And I do have my spiritual side of me. But in terms of religion, I'm not really a big fan of turning stuff to religion, right? And this conversation is really just treading that line. That's what it is, It's just a bunch of religious people. They are the worst sinners that it comes. Yes, I'm judging them. But they're also the one to be quick to call out, who is a sinner, who is not a sinner. So let me just help them already. It is a sin. Okay. Now what? Okay. So help me understand this. Some docpreneur, once they have a name like that, I'm like, what do you mean by docpreneur? Anyway, so help me understand this. A woman starts to ovulate at about the age of 12 and does so once a month until about the age of 50. One of the symptoms of ovulation is a desire to have sex. Right. She literally cannot do anything about this feeling. Another angle.
Stop the cap.
Another angle. I'm not a woman, so I wouldn't know. Okay. So you're horny. If a woman is horny, right? And is that the same thing as lustful thoughts? I guess that would be my question now. This is how God made it. Now, if sex before marriage is frowned upon and masturbation is also not on the table, what are we expected to do when our bodies are literally pushing us towards the act? You don't know the answer that Tony Gaskin will give. You have to die to the flesh. Don't you know that already? You have to die to the flesh. Right? It's simple. It's just not the simple act, I guess. I'm guessing, right? Somebody here says, I love this question. I did a study and teaching on it. I bet you did. Simple answer. Is it a sin? Is it not a sin? You can't answer. You have to do a teaching on it. Okay. I'm doing at least a 10 minutes video on it as well. I used to be addicted to porn and masturbation, and I see the addiction is the issue, right? Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Porn and masturbation are also issues. It's up to you. Whatever you think, you're right, okay? But let's just talk about it. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, okay? That's why I'm doing this, okay? I want to know. I'm curious, okay? Because I really haven't had a prolonged conversation with people about this, okay? I don't think it has anything. I think it's irrelevant to why. I think it's irrelevant to why marriages ending. I think it's completely irrelevant, okay? You might bring addiction into that, then maybe we can have a conversation, But let's see. And I actually learned how to masturbate without lustful thoughts. Interesting. That's another interesting one. In Galatians, scripture traces that the sexual immoral shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Like we knew that part already. I thought it was going to break it down. All right, so we kind of know that, right? That sexual immorality will not inherit the kingdom of God. I'm not sure if that's where Tim Ross is speaking from, okay? All right, but let's see. Glad to have for Heide. Good to see you. Let's see. Hit that like button as you're coming in. Turn up the notifications. Thank you. All right, so he says in Galatians, scripture traces the sexual immoral shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Sexual immoral is, I don't know what that has to do with masturbation, but go ahead. Meaning there are moral parameters for sex. No. That statement does not mean that. Jesus Christ. Meaning there is moral sex and immoral sex. Okay. Can we start with adultery, fornication? Like, if you say, okay, the body of Christ completely subscribed to marriage, doing it outside of marriage is not acceptable. Okay, so that would be fornication if you do it outside of marriage construct. Adultery if you're betraying another person in marriage with you, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Why can't we just say that? Why do we have to take it to masturbation, which is your own body? He's about to twist it on us. Watch it. Where would God have introduced moral, right sex? Okay. He would have, of course, done so in the beginning with the prototype of Adam and Eve. Stop the cap. They're twisting the Bible.
Stop the cap.
Oh, Lord. In the garden, you see God's expressed intention for sex because that's how he introduced it. Genesis 4:1, and Adam knew his wife. Okay, all right. I'll take that. He knew his wife. From that alone, we gather sex should be... No, we don't gather nothing. Dude, they were the only people available. Oh,
stop the cap.
We gather... Let me finish reading. We gather... In the garden, you see... Okay. Wait. Hold on one second. In the garden, you see God expressed intention of sex because... Okay, from that alone, we gather sex should be had between man and woman. Okay. All right. Okay, Motigbo. And between husband and wife. Okay, I agree with that. Okay, I agree with that. After all, it's the safest way to do it, right? And between husband and wife. So, where does masturbation fall within that? When people are alone, personal time. Okay. Why would you have personal time in a marriage? This is a question we're asking, right? Why do you need privacy on your phone? These are the questions, right? After all, you are married. You should be together 100% all the time, right? Don't give each other space. I'm being sarcastic. That's weird, okay? People need personal time because they will spend more than enough time together when they live together, okay? So if they choose to use that time to explore their own body, what's our business? Okay. I know what our business is. It's religion. Nothing else. Okay. It's outside of the ideal. In other words, out of order. In other words, perversion. Genesis 2:24. No. This guy is preaching. He's using this man's page to preach. This is just wrong. And the two shall become one flesh. This mysteriously beautiful verse shows the purpose in sex. This person is just another person that's finished masturbating by himself and he's tired of it. That's all it is. Okay. He's tired of, and he probably still does it too, right? All right. This mysteriously beautiful verse shows the purpose in sex is for two to become one flesh, not just metaphorically, but also physically, intimately. Pleading oneself does not fall in line with the purpose, or pleasing oneself does not fall in line with the purpose of sex. This person speaking for God. If a husband and a wife please each other with their hands and mouth, according to scripture, it falls in line. Oh, he wants the oral. It's justifying oral, right? According to scripture, it falls in line with God's design and intent for sex. Any question, I can send you a link. Nah, bro, we're good on that. We're actually good on that. Oh, Lord. Let me see. This person says, my thoughts to that is, wouldn't this fall under the lack of having self-control, which is one of the fruits of the Spirit? The fruit of the Spirit is to be observed by other people. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a terrible Bible scholar, so please correct me if I'm wrong. The fruit of the Spirit is something that's observed, behold by other people, right? So I'm not, stop the cap. This is why people think Tim Ross is a goofy nowadays. I knew it. This is why somebody's already coming for him. This is why they think Tim Ross is a goofy nowadays. I don't think he's a goofy. I think he now knows that all that religious stupid nonsense does not really help anybody elevate. Okay, if anything, it makes them feel worse than they already feel, and they don't really grow. Okay, if maybe they become more religious, maybe that, but he's figured that out. That's what's going on with him. But in that case, you should just go ahead and say it's not a sin. Okay, addiction can become sinful because you can destroy yourself. But that's any form of addiction, including glutton behavior, right? Eating too much. It's in the scriptures. It is. You didn't know that? Yes, it is. It is, right? But like, we're not doing God a favor. This a bunch of Christians just act like we're doing God a favor when we abstain from certain behavior. No, if you can't trace it to why it is good for you as a person, you're probably going to fall. You're probably not going to last. It's not sustainable. Okay? He said that the Bible isn't clear on it, and that's a lie. That's a lie. The Bible is not clear. He's absolutely right about that. Now, if I were him, to avoid all these trolls, I would just pick one side. Okay? It's a sin. It is not a sin. Okay? If my name is a pastor, if I put a title pastor behind my name, I will pick a side. Okay? Scripture clearly says you aren't to waste your seed, period. See misinterpretation. Somehow the seed are going to be wasted, either you like it or not. Okay, everything, all of this is going to be wasted. Okay, so interpretation instantly in the poto. Good. Yeah, that scripture is misquoted by and misinterpreted by many people. Somehow we've come to a place where we've taken over what God intended, and it should be what God intended is what you intended, right? For procreating, and made it about us. Yeah. If God meant it for procreation, you wouldn't need to have sex. You could just get pregnant. I was just talking to my wife the other day. That's like, imagine if people, when you just hit a certain stage, you see how we grow beer in different parts of our body, how we grow different, we become physically mature. You can see visibly, right? Imagine if at the right time people just start growing pregnant because God intended that his procreation, and that's it, and that's that. Just imagine that, right? See, it's a bunch of human beings, lame people who always try to speak for God. Okay, and when you dig in deeper, they have their own struggles, and they are interpreting everything based off of that. That's what it comes down to. So if sex was meant purely for procreation, God doesn't need our help. Okay, God doesn't need our help in that respect. Somebody says, show me one person who masturbates without envisioning having sex with another person. That was the question I had. That's why I would have picked one side. If I were Tim Ross, I would have picked one side, because I don't know how you. Now, for me personally, if I'm envisioning another person when I'm masturbating, I don't see why that's anybody's issue. I don't see it, right? I can come to you. It could be somebody else entirely. I could lie to you and tell you it's my wife. It's irrelevant. Well, it's between me and God. It's a lie. It's a lie. You are deceiving yourselves. You're trying to oversimplify this very complex experience of being a human being, and you want to bring it down to some kind of mathematics in the name of religion. That's what you're trying to do. Just like you do with relationships, the same issues. Okay, people are struggling everywhere, and they're just looking for quick answers. And when they don't have quick answers, they will yield to science or religion. Okay, there's no form of, let me just try to understand this a little bit better. Let me listen to other people talk. It's pride. Okay, it's pride. It's arrogance. I'm not really the best Bible scholar. Again, I'm open to what your thoughts are. Okay, somebody says, show me one person who masturbates without envisioning having sex with another person, and I'll show you someone who is being dishonest. Now, I guarantee you somebody's gonna come here and tell me in the comments later and say, hey, actually, yes, I have. Actually, I did without. Listen, I think somebody just said that just now. Let me see. Let me go back here. This same person who is capping, the same previous person I read earlier said, let me see. And I actually learned how to masturbate without lustful thoughts. It's a lie. That's a lie. That's cap. Okay. Now, somebody is now saying, I'll tell you somebody who is being dishonest. We cannot afford to be confused about this. No matter how hard it is, to even look at a woman lustfully is adulterous. So to even imagine having sex with another person is the same as committing the physical act. Yeah, this is why I would group Tim Ross into confusion, right? I agree with what this person is saying so far. Masturbation is a doorway to incubus, succubus. Okay, all right, I agree with that. Okay, because again, once you open the doors, I can't sit down here and encourage people like, just masturbate along. I can't do that, right? Because I don't know what your addiction thresholds are. You might just end up destroying yourself. Okay, some people, it might not be a big deal for them. For some people, it's a big deal. You need to pay attention to anything that might be addictive. You need in your life. You need, and that could be food, that could be soda, that could be drinks, that could be alcohol, that could be weed. Because you might not stop at weed. You might go take it all the way in, right, and literally destroy yourself. Okay, so that's why I can't encourage it, right? And if I were to come from a standpoint of religion, which I don't, okay, I would just say it is a sin. Okay, so everybody can be happy and move on. You can't do, you know what the scripture said about doing lukewarm, right? He said he will spit it out of his mouth, right? So, and that's how life works. You gotta pick a side, okay? This person, the truth will irritate and anger the one who does not understand it. Soul ties can come from your agreement that you make in your mind. It's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie too. And if you're agreeing to have sex with another person in your mind, see, church folks, and they put in brackets in your mind, then you are also agreeing with adultery, which forms a legal landing strip for demonic oppression. See, the conversation has gone to another angle entirely. Now we're speaking spiritual, and once people start speaking spiritual, I cannot disagree with them, because like this person said, it's all in their spiritual mind. Let me be nice, okay? In their spiritual mind. But anyway, that's that. Let me know what your thoughts are if you're watching this as a video later on. Is masturbation a sin? Maybe you're a pastor, you're a scripture, maybe you have a better interpretation. Your interpretation is your interpretation. Maybe it will make sense to me, I don't know. Come and convince me that it is a sin, okay? I think it's personal. I think it can destroy like anything else in life. Absolutely can destroy it. All right, I'll be right back.
Beautiful girl, sparkling night, killing time. I find a beautiful girl.
It's your love
Jeannie.
that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Jeannie and Mr. Jefferson. That's his name. Jenkins. Young Jeezy. Jenkins. Let's talk about Jeannie and Young Jeezy, right? So a little while back, Jeannie, Young Jeezy, you know, they were married up to what, September? I don't know. Jeannie Mai and Young Jeezy. So Jeannie Mai has started to drag Young Jeezy in public now, starting small. Okay, he's starting to drag each other. Well, she came out. Well, the thing is that he filed for divorce. Okay, and he filed for divorce. She filed for he filed for divorce, and she apparently didn't see it coming. Okay. Now, the words on this social media street is that she kind of saw it coming, but not really. But she claims she didn't see it coming. She found out the same way that everybody found out, you know, on social media. And the way I look at it is that when people file for divorce, whoever files for divorce often don't see it coming. Not that they don't see it coming, not that they don't see the warning signs and things like that. It's not that. It's just that it's your worst nightmare. You're always you never expect it. Okay? And it's mostly men that fall in this category because it's mostly women that file for divorce, right? That initiate divorce. So it's always like, no, I didn't see it coming. Like, no, you knew that relationship was crumbling. You knew that part. Right, but you're hoping that another day will come. You figure it out. Maybe you tend to be the one to shut down, and you don't know we always say we don't know people's threshold, right? To how far you need to take it before they pull the plug, right? By the time they pull the plug, it's 100% accurate that you never see it coming. That part, the feeling of, wow, somebody just pulled the rug from under you. That feeling like, wow, it's truly over, right? Oh, wow. The reality is that this is over. You don't see it coming. But we can't, like, the idea that you didn't know that this relationship was breaking down, yeah.
Stop the cap.
Nah. That's a lie. You knew that your behavior is not, you knew that it was toxic, okay? You knew that whatever was going on between the two of you, if we were to use that moment to determine the fate of that relationship, it's over. But you're hoping that you're caught up in your emotions, in your funk, you shut down, you yell at the person, you're disrespectful, you use some favorite colorful words to describe each other, because, right? If that person was to use that moment when you're caught up in that to decide the fate of that relationship, particularly marriage, you knew that it was over, okay? But I get it that you always hope, at the back of your mind, you're like, I'm just upset right now. Can we get back to this tomorrow? Well, if you go back, I always say, allow people to go to bed if you care. If you care about them, let them go to bed and you talk about it tomorrow. All that kind of stuff. That's fine. You can leave some room. But I also tell you, there's no guarantee that that person can wait till tomorrow. They can wake up in the morning and go straight to the courthouse. There is no guarantee. So if you can find it in yourself to work on yourself, work on your relationship right in this moment, now is the time to do it, so that you don't come back like Jeannie later on and come and be telling us that you didn't see it coming. You saw it coming. You knew that relationship was funky. You knew that, So she was on Jennifer Hudson's show, claiming that she found out like everybody else. Okay, all right, good. If you want to claim that, but let me play this video from the Breakfast Club. I'm gonna react within the fair use guidelines. Let's see. There you go.
Is now speaking out on her unexpected divorce from Jeezy, and she went on the Jennifer Hudson show because that's where you go when you want to get your word across, I guess. We all know Jennifer Hudson's illiterate. Well,
damn, she said Jennifer Hudson is illiterate. Why?
Look, she went on the show to talk to her about whatever she wanted to talk about, and this is what she said about the divorce.
At the time when I found out, at the same time as the rest of the world, that my marriage was ending in divorce, I was gutted. Today it's about picking up the pieces. It's about discovering me and being a mom to the best blessing in my life, my little girl.
Everyone is allowed to tell their story, but to your point, Jason, Jeezy is going out of his way to not be messy. Same situation happened.
All right, so I'm not sure what she's saying. They're saying she's stalking. But what I saw over the past few days is that she's kind of like indirectly suggested, right? She kind of like indirectly suggested that Jeezy cheated, right? And the suggestion apparently is people are interpreting it as designed to see if she can get money out of Jeezy, because they had a prenup. And if they had a prenup, in that prenup apparently, okay, some people have read it, okay, in that prenup, if there was any kind of infidelity, she stands to get some money out of Jeezy, and so she's trying to suggest that so that they can try to explore that. But my thing is that hopefully there's nothing there, because if there is something there, those prenups, they can crack them, they can crack them open. The words in the social media street is that she's trying to crack that prenup open. Let's continue here.
Happened with me when I hosted the Daily Show back in November. Reached out to Jeezy to be a guest. Jeezy was like, I just don't want to have to talk about the divorce. You know what I mean? So he's going out of his way to not want to be messy. So I feel like you know she's starting to get a little messy, and I don't like it.
Oh, it gets better than that. And see, it's the grace that you give that people don't see, that you don't get credit for. A few days before that, she said that she alleged that he cheated on her. And per their
Okay, so she actually alleged that he cheated. All right, so that's as confirmed as it gets. All right. So she's gonna. But what I saw after that is that he came back. He came back and said there's no such thing. There was no cheating or anything like that. There's some statement that came out of his camp that there was no such thing as cheating. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Prenup, you know, Jeezy's gonna have to pay up a whole bunch of money, and so his lawyer's saying that it's all cap, and you know, I don't.
Of course it's cap. Black men don't cheat.
That's cap.
All right, black men don't cheat. Do you guys believe that? You don't have to believe it is true. Black men don't cheat. Black men absolutely don't cheat. Let me see this video right here. Let's see here. All right, so let me play this. I'll play this one from People and Jennifer
Jeannie,
Hudson.
things are different from the last time you were here. Some unexpected news broke about your marriage.
I was going through things, and marriage ended in divorce, and it was kind of hard. So yeah, it's what I'm dealing with day by day, you know.
And
let me see here. Before we continue, let me just say hello to my G, Yvette. Hello, Yvette. Good to see you. All right, let's keep going.
how are you doing now?
Well, I think I'm doing better now. You know, I think at the time when I found out,
She seemed like she lost weight. Is it me?
you know, at the same time as the rest of the world, that my marriage was ending in divorce, I was gutted. So yeah, today it's about picking up the pieces. It's about discovering me and being a mom to the best blessing in my life, my little girl.
Oh, stop the cap. It's gonna. Let's see here. Oh, shout out to the little girl, by the way. Shout out to the little girl. But let me play. Shout out to Natu. Natu said big mouth. Let me play the big mouth small.
Black men don't cheat.
Real don't cheat.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Hell no.
Okay,
Jason
see,
Lee?
I don't know what movement you got Jeezy a part of. I don't think he cheated either. And the thing about it is, once you get a chance to meet Jeezy and get to know Jeezy, he just seems like a really solid dude. Now, for people who forgot, especially Jennifer Hudson, this is why these daytime talk shows are failing, because y'all don't be doing your real work. Remember Jeannie Mai was on The Real, keeping it real about what she really thought about black men, actually dark-skinned black men? This is what she said.
You dated black guys.
Loved black guys. Yeah, I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why.
All right, this is why it's cap. Okay.
Stop the cap.
Gia said, how is that cap? She's the same woman talking right now. That's why. Okay. Like I said, not the little girl part, right? I'm just like, I think both of them, I think they went into that marriage. I don't know. I think they represent a lot of people that go into marriage these days. They're extremely disrespectful to marriage. And marriage is not anybody's mate. If you go in there unprepared, you collect. That's why I'm saying that in particular. If you notice, even when Jeezy was talking to a lot of the accurate talk or anything like that, just keep it inside. You know, just keep it inside if you can. But right now we're getting words that they're starting to drag themselves. You know, and that right there is your evidence that people like this, they never prepared before they go in there. They might say some nice things. They might say things like, I'm gonna be feminine. You know, I'm gonna be feminine when I get into marriage. But you know, there's one thing to say that in words. There's one thing to actually show that out, right? Right. So, and then in terms of Jeezy, I don't think he was prepared. I think, you know, if this statement was out there like this, it's just dangerous to marry this kind of woman. Okay, listen again.
I white man. That's what I like.
She liked dark meat on the side. Okay, now she might have changed her mind, but those kind of words, they come from a very, very deep place. It's very hard to change that. You know, yeah, that she's changed that. You know, it will show in our attitude, our mindset in that marriage. and it will show in weird ways that you'll be like, this is not relevant to dark meat. I know, because it's always deeper. Let's keep going.
I mean, clearly that stance changed. I would love to hear how she feels about dark meat now, though. Somebody would have to ask her how she feels about dark meat, and they should ask her just like that.
After a dark meat just filed divorce, how do you want her to feel? She's probably going to resent the whole idea. Like, I should have stayed with the white meat. The white meat never divorced her. I don't think so. I think she filed for divorce from the previous marriage. Right? So, of course, she's probably going to resent the dark meat right now. Right? Yeah, not to exactly. She should definitely be quiet and go somewhere. She shouldn't be on the shows where she's talking about that right now, though. They will forever drag her about that. You know, she said it now. She said that she's picking the pieces of her life. I don't think that's cap. No. It's not. Not that part. Okay, not that part. All right. The whole thing, the whole statement. What do you call it? The whole speech. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, stop the cap. She needs to do. This is why I said that. This statement right here from Natu. She should be quiet and go to therapy. Is what I'm trying to say. Not the particulars of what she's saying.
So, Jeannie Ma, how do you feel about dark meat now?
I mean, part of the challenge is a lot of women who are not black women, let's just keep it real, fetishized black men because of our penises and all of that, and the swag.
Is that a reality as far as you guys are concerned? Does a lot of non-black women fetishize black men? Is that a real thing, in your opinion? All right. Yvette says, that's right, MOP. That statement from her came from a dark place. Yeah, I don't know. That statement cannot be okay. I know it's a while back, but we don't have any type of statement from her retracting that. But I think she alluded to him sending X-rated message to some other women. So who knows if he cheated or not? Yes, I think there's a statement out there. There's some very vague statement that's showing up in their court documents of some stuff that was sent, nothing physical, purely emotional. I'm not sure if the court is going to use that, right? Can the court use it? Yes, but it just depends. Can they use that to crack would they say infidelity, emotional message was sent to a woman, some kind of screenshot from nowhere? Can they accept that to use that to crack open the prenup? Honestly, I don't know.
And whatever, but we don't know exactly what went on in their marriage.
Nothing.
Right?
I know black men don't cheat, and I don't like this lie that Jeannie Ma is perpetuating that black men cheat. Okay.
Tristan Thompson is still in these streets, and he's a
young he's moving like a young boy. Black men don't cheat.
All right, you got it. Some people were stuck on the. Let me see here. Okay, so this is the other video that I was playing earlier. Let me go back to it. Let's see if we can get some more out of her.
Accentuating the positive and the beauty in life. Even though this year I met the most broken version of me, I also met the strongest version of me.
I love how you said that. That's going to empower so many.
Yeah.
All right, so ladies, this show, would you agree that this type of shows, this Oprah Winfrey types of shows, are designed to oh wait, no audio, okay, can you guys hear me? Let me see. Can you guys hear me? I can hear myself. Right? Do you agree that these shows are designed to do that? After every statement they clap again, like this is why I said stop the cap earlier.
So can you say it like that?
Yeah.
Now, it's a show. It's okay. It's not that deep. It's okay that they clap, okay?
How is your beautiful baby doing?
Oh my God, Monaco is everything.
She don't care about that baby right now. Okay, she cares about her baby. I'm sorry, okay? What I'm trying to say is that divorce, okay. I'm not trying to say anything. Let's leave it alone, okay? But I wonder why she's on this show. Is she promoting something? Is she promoting something?
She's everything. She's so cute. She's just my whole world. I think, you know, we're present and we're alive right now. But I think every parent can tell you that when you have a baby, you get a chance to be born again. This entire world has become a whole different place to me with different colors and sights and sounds because of Monaco. So reliving my...
Do you think it's possible that she could not handle her marriage because of a newborn baby? Is that possible? I think a lot of people are ending up in divorce because of not being properly prepared for how a young bundle can absolutely change their world around, upside down. I think a lot of people are not prepared for that, or they don't have enough in their tank to be able to cater to each other. Is that possible? The answer is yes, it's possible. Okay. All right. Now you can never be fully prepared for it, but you can at least be aware that a baby coming into your world can make a woman act a certain way, can make a man react a certain way if he's not aware that that's a real thing, right? Absolutely. You know, I'm looking at that baby. That baby is quite young.
My life and reparenting myself.
So it's probably easier for them to be in love until the baby came, right? It's probably easier for them. It's easier for all of us to be in love until the baby comes, and there's certain dynamics that change. And if one person, at least one person, is not able to handle that properly, or the other person, if they are not aware, if you mix that together, they're not aware that this is a real thing, yes, they can literally destroy their marriage with their own hands. Let's be clear about that.
Through this little girl has been the greatest gift of my life.
Wow, that is
very
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, are you teaching her Vietnamese?
I am. I'm teaching her Vietnamese, so she speaks English and Vietnamese, and I mean, she pretty much understands everything we say in Vietnamese, which is so cool, because that's how I learned to speak. I have to speak it fully at home, and then when you go to school, you'll learn English like that. But now she's starting to mix Vietnamese. Like, she popped out the other day saying, "What the hell?" Like,
wait, what? She said, "What the hell?"
And how old is she?
She's
okay, the baby said, "What the hell?"
23 months. So I'm gonna clean that up before she goes to school, folks.
Wait.
And how old is she?
She's 23 months. So I'm gonna clean that up before she goes to school, folks. I'm gonna get that together.
Where did she learn it from?
That's the question. I'm pretty sure
Where did she learn that from? Or where did he learn? Is it a he or she?
we know which side of the family it was, though. I can tell you that.
How was your mother?
My mom is okay, so the holidays is Mama Mai's time. No, actually, the whole year is her time.
It's
always about her. But this holiday season, Mama Mai is she's about making it the greatest, biggest celebration of Monaco's life, because every year, you know, as a kid goes 2, 3, 4, they discover the holidays in a greater way. So she's got a treat.
All right. So anyway, she's not saying much. I'll leave it at that for now. But we're going to be watching. We'll be seeing what the news says about them. We'll see where to go with this. But this is stuff you guys should pay attention to. You know, they are celebrities, but they are human beings, okay? Some things may be blown out of proportion because of social media and the fact that they're celebrities, but at the very core, we're all the same, okay? And that's what you should look out for. What is it about these people that's common across the board when it comes to us? That's something you should pay attention to. Let me see here. Hold on one second. All right. So there's the rest of the article here. I'll read some of it. So Jeannie says she learned Jeezy filed for divorce at same time as the rest of the world. I was gutted. And they said Jeannie is opening up. This is according to people.com. Is opening up about her divorce from her ex Jeezy. The former The Real co-host said that she is dealing with her split from the rapper who filed for divorce in September, day by day, as she appeared. She said, even though this year I met the most broken version of me, I also met the strongest version of me. I agree with that statement. Divorce will do that to you. It was kind of hard, so yeah, it's what I'm dealing with day by day, you know. All right, let me see here. A rep for Jeezy did not immediately respond to people's request for comment on Monday. So today it's about picking up the pieces. It's about discovering me. Of course, she's discovering her now. I wonder what she did between the last marriage and this marriage. But now she's discovering her again. And at some point, if I stumble upon it, I'll bring it up. I'm curious to know what happened in the previous marriage. What I think I've seen somewhere is that the previous husband tried to speak out, but a lot of people were like, he's a loser. He should just go and sit down somewhere, right? So we don't know. We don't know yet. The only thing we know right now is that Jeezy is like my mental health. I need to protect me. I cannot disagree with that man in that way, okay? Because only God knows what he's talking about, okay? And she came back and said, well, you cheated. So open up the banks and the books. We need to crack open this prenup because she basically filed a divorce. She filed a counterclaim to the divorce, basically. And now she's talking, you know? So now they could go their separate ways. Somebody's going to be like, she should play fair and go separate way. Sorry, that's not how it works. Once you collect brick fast, there's no guarantee, okay? In fact, it's more likely that that person will show you shaggy.
Sorry.
Because rejection is not anybody's mate, okay? In any form or format, okay? So they will show shaggy, especially if there's resentment. They feel like, listen, yeah, if you're asking for fairness here, you have unrealistic expectations. If they go through this with fairness, if it looks like fairness, okay, to us, you should be surprised, okay? It's not like it's impossible, but you should actually be surprised, okay? You should be surprised, okay? So yeah, Tina says she's not saying much. No, the only thing I've seen her say is that he cheated. That's what they're carrying around social media, at least, allegedly. So she's not saying much, you know. And if he cheated, he cheated. Then they should crack the whole thing open then. It's what it is. If that's what the prenup says, then that's what it is, you know. Prenup does not put. Are you getting the memo here that prenup does not really protect people? Are you getting the memo? Right? The only thing that protects people is to work on themselves as individuals. I'm not talking about both should protect each other now. That's a given. If people feel good, they will protect you. If your spouse is feeling good inside of the relationship, they will protect you, right? But when you find yourself in this kind of situation and she's already claiming that I got completely sidetracked by this, if you're expecting fairness, you have unrealistic expectations, and that behavior is going to show out in your personal relationships. You should understand human beings for what they are and understand that you have the power of influence. But if you are going to be in denial about how people behave, then you deserve everything that comes with that as well. He wanted children, but he didn't at that time. Okay, that's what the dude, right? The previous, I saw that somewhere to him, you know. But this is going to be an interesting story to continue to look at. Her mom, Mama Mai, says, what the hell all the time? Oh, there you go. There you go. That woman had anger issues, which she did not manage well, and I believe the man thought she would change, which did not happen. She's admitted to that, right? She has said it before. Yep, she's admitted. We've covered that here before. She's admitted to that. Yvette says, yes, when I was in university some years ago, there were white women students who fantasized about going out with black guys there in my group. Interesting it was. Yeah, I believe that. So it's going to be an interesting story to continue to watch, but there's going to be tons of lessons in it, okay? You might say young Jeezy is coming from a place of trauma. Okay, there's nothing new about that. Most of us have a lot of stuff we bring to the table, and that's not a positive thing, okay? And because why? Because you're bringing another person. Now, it can be a positive thing if you are aware, okay? If you're well learned, if you're taking the time to take this opportunity to learn, right? If the other person is bringing something else to the table and you're bringing something else to the table, you can interpret that as versatility, right? It's like you bring two words together, or you can interpret that as bass bros. It's completely up to you. So you can't blame this is equal across the board. Where all marriages, they're all coming from two different places, right? So there's nothing new about that. So what do you do with that, right? That's the question. What do you do with that information, knowing that every marriages, people are gonna, even Adam and Eve, okay, I know one came from the rib, right? Even Adam and Eve, they will come from two different perspectives, and you can think about that at the macro level, you can think about that at the micro level, event by event, cases by cases. There's going to be differences. That can be a beautiful thing, and it can also be a negative thing. It's completely up to you what you do with that. Okay, so now if somebody is outrightly saying they like dark meat on the side, I would have paid attention to that if I knew. Okay, but she was also like, she said, there's a video where she said, let me see if I can find that video. There's a video where she said, I'm going to be feminine to my husband, right? And that's applaudable. That's applaudable. That's something that, that we should applaud, the fact that she was willing, right? But over time, we'll find out where the disconnect is. Was she faking it? Some people were calling her a chameleon, right? Do you think she was being a chameleon? Would you guys agree to that? That she was outrightly just trying to deceive this man, or she was actually trying to see if she can change? People are actively trying to change. There are some people like that, but they don't have enough. If they don't have enough, it's not enough, right? There's some people like that. So I'm trying to see. Let me see here. So another thing that I've seen earlier on today is that she's policing how the custody arrangement already, right? She's determining, that's what I've seen allegedly, that she's already determining. Okay, so I'm actually reading a statement here from their statement. I'm just going to read this. It says, as such petitioner respectfully submits that it is necessary and appropriate. Hold on one second. Let's see here. That it's necessary and appropriate for the court to hold a hearing to address temporary legal and physical custody arrangements in this matter and enter a temporary order in accordance with the best interest of the child, which will serve to protect the child's welfare, reduce strife between the parties, and help this case to a final resolution. I don't see anything wrong with that statement. It's a legal statement. All right. Relatedly, let me see here. Relatedly, the court has the authority to modify its temporary custody and parenting time orders at any time until the entry of the final decree of divorce. Do you think they're going to play fair? Right? So there's already bickering. So so if you remember the statements from the actual divorce document of Jeezy, he just wanted amicable. There's a prenup. Everything should be done according to the prenup. The overall vibe I'm getting from her legal documents, I'm not gonna read that. The overall vibe I'm getting is that no, we have to assess everything now, rightfully so. I tell people this all the time. If somebody said no contest, that's how they say it, right? No contest, divorce, no contest. Let's just do it amicably. Let's go our separate ways. If there are no children involved, sure, okay, there's nothing wrong. That's fine. I'm with that. However, if there are children involved, get a lawyer to help you. Okay, get a lawyer to help you. The legal language can be confusing to a regular human being. Okay, don't go there and be assuming that, oh, you can read it yourself. Like, you need to have other people read it. Okay, you need to protect your children's interest, at least. Honestly, you should protect your interest too, but I mean, since you're already in that space, you should protect your interest as well. Let me see. Let's see here. There's a statement that I'm looking for. Okay. All right, I found it. Okay. All right, so I found the statement. I'm going to play it, then we'll move on to the next statement here. Let's see.
So the actual definition of submit is to accept or yield to a superior force or to the authority or will of another person. So I'm going to say right here that I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man.
The lady said, I want to submit to my man. She didn't say she was going to do it.
All right. That's cap too. I think she probably was trying to do it. She was trying to do it. Now, to want to do something and to have the skills, to have the support system to do that thing is completely two different things. Okay, it's two different things. All right. Not to say it cannot be amicable. Baba started with violence. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's the other angle, right? So the vibe I'm getting from his document, his divorce document, is like, let's just, right? But obviously we know that that's not real, you know, that he's just looking to run as far away from this woman as possible. And that's the vibe I'm getting overall. The document says, you know, amicable, and she's like, hey, you want to go, you want to just go out there and continue with the person I saw a message with, right? Okay.
Child, there is God. Oh.
She's like, nah, Baba, come back here. You collect.
Sorry.
She's not having it, you know. And that's what you should expect when divorce happens. If you don't work on your relationships, well, start with yourself. If you don't work on yourself, build your skills, get the game you need, right? If you enter a marriage and you end up in divorce, you should expect that people's feelings are gonna get all mixed up in a funk. It's gonna be funky, and and I still advise that you should hire a lawyer to protect your interest. That's gonna come off on the other side as you don't want this to be amicable, right? Like, don't be looking for fairness, okay? Let the professionals orchestrate the fairness for you, okay? So that's that. Again, we'll follow the story. We'll see how that goes as time goes on, okay? I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.
All right, before I continue, let me bring this statement in. Daddy Freeze made a statement that's going viral on Instablog Naija 2 hours ago, and I'm curious to know what you guys think about this statement. Let's see. There you go. Let's bring Daddy Freeze to the pulpit. All right. I'm just gonna play it and then we'll talk about it. Let's see. Daddy Freeze is a veteran radio guy, Nigerian radio guy. But these days it's mostly on his platform, on YouTube and other social media platforms. So let's see what he said and let's take it from there.
Stop marrying girls that are hungry. Update ni mo ja.
Wait.
Stop marrying girls that are hungry. Update ni mo ja fún yín ẹ̀yin ọkùnrin. Enough is enough.
He says stop marrying girls that are hungry.
You marry a girl, you tell her, what are you going to do for me? Start asking, start being bold.
Start asking, what are you going to do for me? Start being bold.
What are you going to do for me? How much are you paying me as allowance monthly?
Wait, what?
Hey, man.
Wait. How much are you going to pay me? It is a going to, but I think he's trying to say the same thing, right? How much are you paying me in monthly allowance?
How much are you going to pay me as allowance monthly?
Hey.
If you don't meet a woman that can pay you allowance monthly, she's not worth your time.
If you don't meet a woman that can pay you monthly allowance, She's not worth your time. Another angle. Listen. Let's talk about it. I can't wait to get to the comments.
Stop marrying beneath you. Adenuga Pikin go marry Dangote Pikin. They know they marry bricklayer. You never see Adenuga Pikin marry bricklayer. You never see Dangote Pikin. You don't know who Dangote Pikin marry?
Do you know who Dangote, who the richest black man in the world, do you know whose children he married? He married Adenuga or something like that, right? Right. The points are discombobulated. They're all over the place. But let's talk about it.
Marry former Inspector General of Police son.
Oh, former Inspector General of Police son is who Dangote's daughter married.
My guy, big shout out to him. I love him to pieces. Jamil. MD.
Jamil.
Who Babangida daughter marry?
Who Babangida daughter marry?
Then you, a whole man, you are going to marry somebody that is any half of your salary.
Some small virgin girl. Is this a virginity talk or something? Is that what this is? Is this about Israel? I'm wondering if it is about Israel.
Struggling to earn what you are earning. The 12 you marry as they earn 10K a month. They look for women where they collect 30K a month. Now where your eyes supposed to be that, and they must
marry up, gentlemen. You need to be the hypergamous one. You are going to practice hypergamy. You marry up. That's what he's saying right now. If you're making 10K, look for a girl making 30K.
Fine. They must curvy. They must good for bedroom. Is that not how they rate us?
Oh, they must be curvy and good for bedroom. That's how they rate us, men.
Is that not how they rate us? A woman will see a rich man, we say in Bola no big rich.
I think Bola, that's the name they call it now. Is that where Bola came from? Listen, I'm learning every day.
A woman will say a rich man with big Bola go say is short. A woman go say a tall rich man with big Bola she go say is not handsome.
Ah! Oh, Benny. Oh, Benny. He said, your preferences have been preferencing. It's time for men to have preferences. That's what he's saying, right?
But me, I can pick from the gutter. You can't pick from my own gutter. No, I ain't picking from the gutter no more. I'm picking from the palace.
Shegbo. Now they here.
Now big fish I want they fry. Hey, all of you men. Now big fish I want they fry. Any woman that cannot give you a monthly allowance is not worth it. Stop going around after hungry girls.
No hungry girls.
Give yourself some class. Stop marrying girls that are hungry.
Stop marrying girls that are hungry. Update no jafunye. Anyway, let me come to the chat before I come and read some of these comments. Yes. Allowance. Mario said we ready freeze shot. How much did he ask from taste board? Without the ouch. My internet is back now. Welcome back, Yvette. I think Freeze is still traumatized by his ex. Wahala. He needs serious therapy as an emergency. Listen, I've listened to Freeze in the past. I don't listen often enough, so I can't really claim that. But anytime I stumble into him, I feel like he sounds better. But I'm not listening enough, so I don't know. But I feel like he's trying to find like a balance or something like that. Like he slowed down on the whole Japa thing, Japa married thing. But maybe I'm wrong because listen, the gender war is real. Okay, that's what this is about, obviously, but I will address it in a minute here. He's such a weirdo. I'm supposed he found 2 women to marry him. Jesus. Take it easy. Take it easy on my guy, Freeze. I will understand if he says the wife should partake in taking care of the house. I think he's just trying to say it in a very colorful way. I think that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say women should contribute, right? There is the reality. We're having this 50-50 conversation. That's where this is coming from, okay? That's where this is coming from, okay? That a woman should bring something to the table, you know? On paper, I agree. In reality, let's talk about it. Okay. In reality, at best, at most, right? There is I'm trying to see because let's use this 4-point focus. Okay, that's not how that conversation goes. If it's a conversation at all, if you guys are friends, that's not how that goes. Okay, if you see this woman as your friend, that's not how that conversation goes. And if you did see this woman as your friend, you probably won't need to have this kind of conversation. So number one, discombobulated. Let's push that, right? Sex. If you're having sex with that person, there's a good chance that it's going to get dry, okay? If you're already in this place where you feel the need to have a conversation with your spouse or a spouse to be in this way, even that one no go last, okay? Expectations, it's a mindset. This talk way you just talked just now is a mindset. That mindset will not work, okay? That mindset is going to, in fact, make a woman hide everything from you because you won't know when to stop, okay? Even if on paper it makes sense. Even though in reality, most marriages, they actually help themselves. People are contributing, okay? But that usually doesn't start as this type of conversation where bring me allowance or bring me your paycheck. That's not how that starts. It's usually a number one thing. We are friends. Of course, I'm going to contribute. Of course, I can't wait to help you. It might even be like, no, babe, you save that money for us for any day. It's like, no, babe, I need to contribute something. I'm assertive. I'm a feminist. I need to contribute before I can feel like a human being. Right? Forget the feeling like a woman thing. I need to feel like a human being. I need to contribute. Remember Kiki, right? Kiki, the skit maker, right? So, but if she feels safe and secure, which is the reality, internal mindset, she can't wait to if you guys are friends, she can't wait to contribute anyway. Okay, but if you think you talk like that and you expect that she will now feel free to give you the money, you have unrealistic expectations. Okay, pride and ego. The pride and ego of most men, they can't handle a person who makes more money than them in the long run. In the long run, especially if they are the type of people that will start with this attitude, like let's just play equal, let's 50-50 mindset this whole thing. If they are the type of person, they are usually the type of person that will have unmanaged pride, unmanaged ego, discombobulated pride everywhere. Basically, they don't know when to calm down. Okay, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, it's mindset. Okay, on paper, this is actually the reality of most marriages. They all contribute. Okay, we don't call it allowance. Okay, but on paper, that's actually the reality. Okay, but when you bring that entitlement mindset to it, what do you mean entitlement? She should contribute. I don't know, what's the better word? It's really just a mindset thing. When you try to play equality with your woman, I know she told you she wants equality. If you try to play equality with her, it will work. She cannot respect you. She can't respect you. She cannot love you. She cannot be in love with you. She can't respect you. Okay? If you move this way, okay, that's the part of this conversation that everybody else will probably never get to. Okay, yes, on paper it sounds good. In maybe 2050, people will start doing that. What do you bring to the table? I will bring about 50% allowance. I'll bring maybe $50,000 of allowance per year to the table, right? As we stand today, if you try what Freeze just said in your relationship, you will collect. And you deserve it. Okay? Because Freeze is a radio guy. He does what he does. He's supposed to do what he does to get you all to click. But if you go and try this, carbon copy paste this, just go and look at Freeze interact with this lady. Does that look like somebody that would say, what allowance do you bring to the table? Does that make any sense? It's not making sense, right? It's not making sense. But let me come to the chat really quickly. I will understand if he says the wife should partake in taking care of the house. Well, this is reality for most. If it's a case where people are making it work, that's usually the case anyway. If she's not bringing finances, she's bringing something that's probably worth more than finances, you know. And if she's not, then look at yourself in the mirror, because the way the woman moves is a function of how you move. That's just the reality. You know, you want to play competition, she can do it better than you. Okay. So now that Freeze is a woman, oh yeah, wahala. Continue. Indimi's daughters married Babangida's son, but he divorced her, Lobato, and married a regular girl. There you go. So a lot of this conversation we end up in a quarter because it's the same in the same side of the mouth. They will come out like, you know, come and tell you to go and find a 20-year-old girl. Like 40-year-old men only want 20-year-old girl. A 20-year-old girl does not have much. Okay, she's just starting her life. She's not gonna bring you allowance or whatever the hell you call it. Okay, so it's unrealistic. It's just viral nonsense at best, you know. And the DF as a wife, Omo, I don't know how she's taking this along. What did I do, Marriott? Men have always had preferences. Women are the ones that have been managing. Let's tell ourselves the truth now. It depends on what we're talking about. It depends. We all have preferences. How about that? Okay, we've all had preferences, and we all settle for what the lames might consider less than the preferences. You attract what you are, right? We settle down. Let's call it settle down. Okay, not settle for, but settle down. We settle down at some point when reality kicks in. All of us, right? It said she hired a new expensive divorce attorney. Stop marrying women that are hunger. He needs serious koboko. Yeah, that's not the way our social construct is constructed. This is a lash out by men. He's helping men lash out. If men, for as long as men continue to lash out, they'll continue to collect. We don't have that luxury, okay? And it's not in our best interest to lash out either. Like, let's strike right now. Let's strike. We're going to strike and just ask women for allowance for every time. You don't have to do it. You just have to have the mindset. If you have the mindset, you don't have to do it at all. You just have to have the mindset. That's all it takes. And you just collect left and right. You're right. She wants that money. I think she's watching from before. He's a shock jock. This is his livelihood, but all this gender wars is not good for Nigerian society. Yeah, it's going to get worse. But it gets, if you want to work on yourself, the easier it gets, because there's just going to be discombobulated people with no skills, no game all over the place. Okay, it means you get to stand out more. That's how I see it. You know, the guy sounds like he's bitter with women. You know, he's taking sides with men. They will start having inferiority complex and accusing the wife of things she's not doing. Yeah, that's the other side of that conversation. That we're not, like, if you're making 10K, go and be looking for 30K. Okay, can you handle that? Maybe you're going to start feeling some type of way because she decided to buy herself a nice new Agoron Range Rover. Are you gonna be like, oh, you know, maybe you should leave inside of my face, me, I slap you? Yeah, right. He's exuding a lot of feminine energy, when he talks this rubbish. Yeah, it's not gonna work. He's collecting his money on the internet. Make una dey play. Yeah, that's what this is. If I go, what's up? You good? You need me? I'm on the show. Go tell your mommy. Huh? Okay, bye. Sorry about that. I just saw somebody in my face just like staring at me. Like, am I safe? Let's see. Yeah, I want to go to the chat. The chat of, sorry, not the chat, the comments on Instablog Naija. Yeah. You see, see them all, comment section. Real men are provider. I beg, wetin real men they do? They slay on bed. Real men they die quick. Oh. Yeah, when you bring in this whole bye thing for men, it's like you're fantasizing about a world that doesn't exist. Okay? The reality, gentlemen, listen to me clearly. Men have always died for the progressiveness of the world. That's just the reality. Okay? And there's no amount of there's no amount of gender war that's going to change that. At least not now. Maybe 50 years from now. For now, you have to. That's your reality, gentlemen. Okay. So every time you bring it into the conversation, I'm looking at you sideways like, is that a grown man? I'm not sure. You know. This is actually a personal friend, Sean. I swear the disrespect towards men is too much. Comparing men to sex toys. No more marrying down. A broke woman deserves a broke man. Vice versa. Here's the reality. It's always been that way. That's the reality. Broke people marry broke people. People marry people in their circle. People marry people in their profession. We're not saying anything profound when we say this kind of stuff. There's nothing special about what you just said. Shout out to Sean. Nothing special about what you just said. It's always been that way. That's when Daddy Freeze was making an example, Babangida married this person, something like that. It's always been that way. That is not, that argument does not go against hypergamy. Because a lot of this stuff is mindset. And it ends at mindset. Everything you see in the physical, finances, physical, all that kind of stuff, those are symptoms. It starts from the mindset. Right? I know that's too much serious talk. You need me to throw so that you can share the video, but like, come on, okay? Like, we need to get it together, gentlemen. I make a lot, yet my man doesn't let me spend my money on bills. Real men enjoy being the provider and protector. Wahala. Right? That's a woman saying that. Agenda to turn men to being feminine and lazy. High value men are providers, protectors, and leaders. That's the reality. And we're not talking particularly financial, you know. Bringing this conversation down to financial is doing yourself a disservice. You collect. You go collect. Somebody said, a lazy man go listen to you. I am an Igbo man. To give and take care of our wives and family is our pride. That's a fact. Let me even be doing the proper justice for this. Okay. That means I'll be the head of the house then. Wahala. Daddy Freeze, I reject this for myself. I am a giver, and a giver I'll forever be. And even I'm teaching women to be givers, right? Not financially. But here we go. We have somebody saying men should not give. I can only take that as a joke. You must be joking. There's no way you're not joking. Baba, you are joke. It's a joke. It's a joke now. Person of my ego no go even let me ask woman for money. See? Where I come from, now they take absolute care of women. And this whole thing is balanced already. Stop actively trying to balance from a lame standpoint. This whole thing is balanced. The reality that you see in front of you is balanced already. That's why it's lame to be asking for fairness in romantic relationships. It's all fair already. Your result is a demonstration of the fairness. If you like to change that, you have to give. And you have to start by giving to yourself. But your result is fair. Okay? Somebody said, when you raised your hand, I expected to see a red card. Somebody said, words like this only groom weak men. That's a fact. We're not wired to be weak. We are kings. I'm a king. I agree with that 100%. All right. If na me talk then go say na joke. You're a joke, my dude. Okay, Princess Freeze. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Huh. Oh, Bernie, you can't do this better than them. I keep telling you. You move feminine.
Oh, Bernie.
Hey! Wait! Hey! Wait! Hey! Wait! Get off of me, nigga!
Help me,
What's
yo.
wrong with you, nigga?
Come on. Where my glasses?
Get off of me before I drop your goofy ass again. Now beat that, bitch ass nigga. Pay for this shit. Hurry up.
No,
Pay for that shit and hurry up before I drop your ass again. Touch me, then I'm gonna drop
stop video for they
Quit
help
touching
me. You got my key.
Quit touching
Somebody
me,
help
bitch.
you.
No,
Somebody help
come
you. You want somebody help you. All right, there you have it. This is the reality. Your reality is your reality. Trying to push against it by becoming weaker, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. You have to be in your essence always. Try to get in your essence. If you're a woman, play with the cards you're dealt. Understand the game. Let me see here. Understand the game. Understand the game before you move forward. If you listen to this kind of rhetoric, you will hurt yourself. Let's see. Just buy me Fekomi Smackdown for 48 hours, and I'm good to be married. Thank you. What's Fekomi? Is that a drink in Nigeria? Anyway, this type of things will not work in reality. There's a different lane for women. There's a different lane for men. Everyone needs to play their roles. Okay, you can push against the role if you want, but I hope you know what you're doing. Most of the time, people that push against the roles, they don't know what they're doing, so they drown. Okay, they drown. Gentlemen, this is what it looks like when you drown, when you push against your role.
Hey! Wait! Hey! Wait! Hey! Wait! Get off of me, nigga!
Help me,
What's
yo.
wrong with you, nigga?
Come on. Where my glasses?
Get off of me before I drop your.
All right, that's what it looks like. Okay, and the people you're trying to talk to, they're like, there are players in the game that will scoop them up in no time. The ones that are working on themselves, and you just be on the internet, you could just explain time.
You go explain because no evidence.
All right, so let's just get let me get to the main story of the day. Finally, let's just leave that the freeze alone. Ingo did all right. But that stuff right there, the weak men will bite all over it. They are all over it. They love it. Some of them might even think they're trolling. Like, let's make fun of it like you're trolling. You're not trolling. I believe you, but you're a joke. You're not joking, but you're a joke. Okay, you're a joke. Okay, and I'll be here to continue to cover these stories for as long as you continue to believe in such stuff. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. If you're here, you haven't been here for a long time, please keep coming back. We have lots and lots of shows that we're covering, okay? And you don't want to be missing out on any one of them. I'll be right back.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, so this story right here, oh no, let me just read the caption here on Instablog Naija. It says, a 47-year-old Nigerian man arrested for killing his wife months after they relocated to the UK. All right. Of course, there's always more to these stories. Okay. When you see this kind of story, there's always more to the story. Of course, this is Japa story. Of course, everybody want to talk about this like it's oh yeah, these people. Let me tell you something. A lot of people are moving to UK with terrible marriages. That's what's going on. Okay, I'll be honest with you. That's what's going on. Okay, a lot of people are moving to the UK with very weak marriages, weak relationships. Okay, and when you change environment like that and you're not prepared, anything goes. Okay, obviously the devil can come in and eat that whole thing up. In this kind of case right now, the woman is completely eaten up. A Nigerian man, Abodunde David Olubunmi, 47, of Exney Road, is set to appear at Suffolk. How do you pronounce that? Suffolk. There's a county actually in New York State called Suffolk. I'm not sure if that's a pronunciation. I know that I butchered the pronunciation last time I tried to pronounce it. And New Yorkers' pronunciation is different from UK's too. Let's just call it Suffolk. Suffolk Magistrate Court, after being charged with murder over the death of his wife, Oweye Taiwo Moreni KG. It is reported that the incident happened on Tuesday, November 28th. Police officers were called to the property after reports of a serious incident. Taiwo, aged in her 40s, was pronounced dead at the scene. According to court documents, the suspect is charged with killing his wife. It is reported that David and his wife had relocated to the UK from Nigeria earlier in the year. A Twitter ex-user, Tonaris, alleges that Taiwo had filed a restraining order and come from anywhere. God forbid, this can be anybody. Okay, if you're feeling abused, man or woman, okay, and you don't back off, even if it's temporary, okay, listen, like there's nobody that goes and say, oh, I came back, I couldn't have avoided it, oh, I knew it was coming. They usually don't know it's coming. Now, there are situations where people might be like, okay, this person is trying to hurt me. For example, in this case, they're saying that she filed for restraining order, right? But who knows? I see another version here. I don't know if it's the same version, but it looks different a little bit. On nairaland.com, it says a Nigerian man, Olubunmi Abodunde, is in police custody after the lifeless body of his wife was found by the police. A police team responding to a distress call from a property on Exney Road, Newmarket, at 9:55 a.m. on Tuesday, 28 November, entered the building and discovered the body of Mrs. Taiwo Oweye Abodunde. According to a release by the police, paramedics were also in attendance, but the victim, a woman aged in her 40s, was sadly declared deceased at the scene. Two men, a 47-year-old man, later identified as Abodunde, and a 38-year-old man who was not named by the police, were arrested on suspicion of murder. So another man was involved. Both men were taken to Matusham Police Investigation Center for questioning. Olubunmi Abodunde, 47 years old, of Exney Road, Newmarket, has been charged with murder. Okay. The 38-year-old man was released and will face no further action. Who is the 38-year-old man? Who is that person that was released? Right? Best case scenario, that person is a bystander who tried to settle the matter between them and was just at the scene when the unfortunate happened. Right? That's best case scenario, right? And worst case scenario, she was caught in bed by a 38-year-old man. Worst case scenario, right? Who knows? I'm scanning right now to see if we can find more information about it. Let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So now the 38-year-old man was released and will face no further action. Officers asked anyone who was on Exney Road on Tuesday, 28 November between 8:30 and 9:30 a.m. to contact the constabulary, in particular drivers of vehicles with dash cameras fitted. Oh, so they're still looking for more evidence. Providing more context, a Nigerian in the UK, Olubunmi, said the couple relocated to the UK only this year. The relationship between the couple broke down a few months into their arrival and settlement in the UK. When the relationship got worse, the wife allegedly filed for a restraining order against her husband. In spite of the order, the man allegedly plotted and executed his plan to eliminate the woman. Why? Olunife wrote, a Nigerian man killed. Okay, in a follow-up post, she said the children have been taken to the services. Friends of the couple are now raising funds, GoFundMe, to enable extended family members to procure visas and enter the UK to take possession of their couple's 3 children. She's gone. She's gone. All right. I'm looking at BBC. I don't know if BBC has any other information. BBC Pidgin. Nigerian man Olubunmi, or the way they face accused say he murder his wife. Taiwo Abodunde for United Kingdom no enter any plea as he appear for court. Say Abodunde way be 47-year-old go remain for police custody for further hearing. The news of the Oga Weye talk say UK police after investigation don't declare Olubunmi Abodunde as the sole murderer. Okay. All right. So I don't know. The one thing we can take away from this situation, okay, there's a couple of things. There's the Japa thing everywhere. Okay. Maybe if you're going to go overseas, especially new couples, okay, if you're going to go overseas and with a young marriage, maybe you should be making calls out to counselors. Okay. All right. Maybe you should ask questions. Okay. The dynamics are different. The dynamics is not necessarily in anybody's favor. Okay. Never mind what you've heard. It's not necessarily in any, like, think about this story. Is this in anybody's favor right now? Is it in anybody's favor, including the children? Just think straight for a second. Is this in anybody's favor right now? Right? Even us, we don't want to see this kind of news. No, we don't. Because it's traumatizing. Right? We don't want to see this kind of news. We don't want to keep seeing this kind of news. That's not like the fact that we're attracted to look at like what happened there doesn't mean we want to see that. You know? So if you're going to travel abroad, you're young family, you know, you need to seek counselor. Okay, so let's extend it. If you're going to travel abroad, you're a man in your own rights, or you're married to a man who is quote unquote a Nigerian man, African man to the core, I would suggest you shouldn't move forward until you've engaged counselor together and individually, as a matter of fact. And you need enlightened counselors. You need people, preferably that have traveled before, okay? People that are at least enlightened, people that have, maybe they used to live overseas and they moved to Nigeria, maybe people that can tell you like, listen, it's not just as simple as your wife is going to take over and be the boss. No, that's oversimplifying it. It's not that simple. Okay, so even let me share with you. Even if you manage to talk her into, when you move overseas, or run to your humanity one show, please always respect your husband, though. And she's been pandering to men on the internet, and she's like, yeah, I will be the most submissive woman, blah blah blah. These women that are going abroad, me, I will never be. Even if she did that, there's no telling. Because again, a lot of these issues are not coming from a purely intentional place. A lot of the issues that lead to this, I mean to say, right? They're not like, oh, I'm gonna discard my husband when I get to overseas. That's what a lot of men sound like when they are narrating these stories. It sound like, oh, this woman just decided, I'm just going to one day, I'm just going to discard my husband when I go to overseas. It's not that simple. Because it's not that simple, your solution of talking about it and shaming women is not going to work. Because you're not addressing the issue. So we all have to be very, very careful when it comes to these things. No one prepares to be in this space, so you can't. He's already a monster. He's a murderer, right? They said he's declared a murderer, right? So it's not going to help just to make it that simple and act like it could be anybody. God forbid, like I said. What you need to do is manage the emotions that are part of the dynamics of your marriage. If it's a situation that you feel like it's completely out of control, you need to start asking for help as soon as humanly possible. And it sounds like she tried her best. Okay? Sounds like she tried her best. So I'm looking at the English. Maybe I can understand it a little bit better before we round up. The English version of the BBC report. A man has appeared in court charged with murdering his wife after the body of a woman was discovered at a house. Taiwo Abodunde, 41, was pronounced dead at a house. Olubunmi Abodunde, 47, 6 years apart. And a 38-year-old man arrested on suspicion of murder has been released and will face no further action. So they must have seen enough evidence that person didn't do anything. Mr. Abodunde is due before the court for another preliminary hearing. Let me see here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I'll see if there's more news that comes out. We can confirm we have received a referral from constabulary in relation to this incident. We are carrying out an assessment. All right, so we don't see more. The only thing people are going to run with this, they're going to say, hey, Japa marriage. Like, no, it's not that simple. It's not that simple either. There are people doing it successfully. Obviously, they are not in the news, right? It makes sense, right? Obviously, they're not in the news. It just makes sense because nobody buy nobody, right? So there's no reason to be in the news. It makes sense that this news made it to the news. So you can't take this and run with it and say Japa marriages know the work. That would be a clear lie. That would be a lie from the pits of hell. Okay. Now, are there some changes in dynamics of a marriage that's in Nigeria, especially been running for 15 years on the wrong foot, right? If you move it overseas and you try to move the same way, when people have options, they will exercise those options. They might exercise those options. And they might even exercise those options from a very weak place. They're just trying to run away from it, right? Meaning they don't even ask for help. There's no guarantee that your wife will be willing to ask for help if she feels like for the last 15 years, this is an escape route for me. There's no guarantee. Should she do that? No, you're right, she shouldn't. But she will. If you don't move correctly, if you don't understand that this is a real thing, there's a change in dynamic. When you move, the older you've been in that marriage in Nigeria, the more you're probably going to get hit with this from the blind spot. Okay? But the common denominator between young couples and a marriage that's been running for 15 years on a very weak leg, right, is that they're both weak. They don't know anything. All right? Society was helping in certain ways, but now, and you don't have to change much about the roles. It's not the roles that have to change. You don't have to wash pata. That's nobody's asking you to do that. You know, the lames on the internet will try to talk about this in a way to make it feel like, oh, you have to wash the pata of your wife in overseas, oh. No, it's not that simple. That's, again, you're attempting to simplify it. It's not that simple. If you're a controlling person, if you're an inconsiderate person, okay, if your wife, let me give you some angle here. If your wife is inconsiderate, if they're controlling, right? If your wife has not really been your wife, they've just been playing, easy, playing it safe for 15 years. If she sees an out to exploit a system, she'll collect too, but she will. So don't move overseas without making sure that you've assessed where your marriage is, right? Don't do that, okay? And the first step in that is always self. Are you prepared? Are you prepared, right? Do you think, well, as long as I don't move overseas, nothing will tamper with your marriage? Well, something will. It's only a matter of time. You probably don't even have a marriage, right? So it gets easier for the marriage to fall apart if you come overseas, okay? But this particular case is the case of murder. If you need to simplify it like that. This man is allegedly a murderer now. That's simple. Okay? And we have murderers in Nigeria, we have them here. We have them everywhere in the world. If you're craving that badly to make it as simple as Japa marriage, let me help you. This person is a murderer, and that's the end of the story. That's it. Oh, let me see here. All right. I'm running for another 7 minutes. If you want to come up and talk about this, Gee, you did ask me. If you ask me, who I go ask?
Oh, beauty.
What's wrong with washing your wife's pata? Good question. You tell me, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with washing wife's pata? Yeah, he's nobody's happy about this. It's going to he's lost his life too. He's lost his freedom at least. Right? I don't know how they do that in the UK, this kind of people. And I see there's footprints of this man everywhere on the internet. Actually, there's footprints. So some people have been carrying rumor already that I've heard some people already saying the woman was mean to him and all that kind of stuff. You can always leave that marriage, you know that, right? You could just leave the marriage. You could just leave that woman alone, right? Gentlemen, there's no guarantee that a woman who is in love with you today will be in love with you tomorrow. That's something that men need to understand. Well, let me just say need to understand, okay? Since we're in the Indomie era, Indomie generation, right? There's no guarantee that because she's in love with you today, that she will be in love with you tomorrow, right? Does that mean you should be on the edge? No, it means you just stop putting all your effort, all your attention on making that woman what you want her to be. Put all that energy on yourself. She will naturally want to be what you want her to be without you having to say a word. Okay? And this is true across the board. This is true across the board. You could be in Yankee, you could be in Naija, you could be in Nigerian. Okay? She just naturally wants to be a part of. Like you represent an opportunity for her. Not to take advantage of, right? Not to take advantage of, but to take advantage of. You know what I mean? Like, it's not to make you, to victimize you, right? It's to be a part of your world, right? That's what. But if a person is following restraining order, let's say you didn't do anything wrong. They just decided in a very weird, discombobulated, this world that's very, very weird. They just wanted to be mean to you. They filed a restraining order. You should actually want to be away from them too. You should want to run far away from them. But there are children. Then you should go through the due process. The due process is usually longer than you like it to be. It doesn't matter if it's Nigeria. It doesn't matter if it's in the Yankee. It doesn't matter if it's in the Jand or in Canada. The due process is usually longer than you would like it to be. But that's what you need to do. Go through the due process so you can see your babies. It's going to require a lot of you. It's going to test you of your patience. Okay? It's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very difficult. You will resent the whole thing. But it's better than this story we are reading today. It's still better. You would agree that it's still better. Well, that will never be me. Well, make sure it's never be you, because this man did not plan that it would be them. All the way up to maybe trying to, I don't know what he thought he was doing. But if this person was a normal person, like the rest of us, they probably didn't plan to be in this position too. Right? So don't just assume that it will never be you. I agree, it will never be you. Make sure it will never be you. Work on yourself. Okay? If a woman is moving some type of way, make sure that your reaction does not take away everything you're working for. Your freedom. Make sure of that. That's your responsibility. Unfortunately, this is another, we had to end it this way. She said absolutely nothing is wrong with that. It's something you do with love. Okay. She says so. If husband is doing laundry, he grabs his clothes plus wife clothes and tosses it in the washing machine, same as the woman. There's nothing wrong with that. You know. My father does their laundry, you know, because of obviously it's easier for him to. It's kind of like working you know, you walk to he calls it the washiteria, the laundry. You go to the laundry, you're carrying everything. You say, can you drop this one? Like, you know, I take our clothes to the dry cleaner, right? It's just not, there's no pata in it, you know. We don't take the pata to the dry cleaner, you know. So, but washing pata is not washing it inside of a machine, okay? Okay, that's not the same thing, all right? Washing pata is much deeper than that, okay? You literally have to get what in Yoruba land we call it otita. In Akure we call it otita. We call it akboti in Yoruba land, like the small box thing. You sit on it, right? You get a basin. Yeah, we call it basin in Nigeria, right? Like the bowl, the big bowl. You put water inside. You put soap, omo. You know omo. You put omo, and then you wash with your hand. That's washing pata, not throwing inside of laundry. You know. So yeah, this was a sad news, but these are absolutely preventable. Okay, these are preventable tragedies. Okay. All right, and it all starts with red flag. Okay, there are signs. Okay, marriage is for sure not a do or die. Absolute. That's an absolute statement. I used to actually push against that statement. Okay, it's not a do or die. If it's not working out, it's not working out. Let it go. Let it go will give you even a better chance at possible rekindling things. Okay? It will give you a better chance. But you have to let go. You have to learn how to back off. Give space. Give some room. Okay? Give some room. Before it gets too bad. Dilo says the story is sad. God help and protect us. Amen. Chinye is still on this matter. Even if you wash it with your hands and so, men know they enter their wives inside. We're gonna end it like this. Oh, beauty. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. All right. We'll be back here tomorrow, 5 p.m. We'll go live at 5 p.m. Okay. We're in pre-launch. Okay. Make sure you get on the waiting list. loveandprestige.com. Okay. We're gonna need your support to push this book, to leave reviews on Amazon. We're going to need your support everywhere. Okay. So please, please let me read one more comment from TA. I know in our culture they used to talk it down on men and call them woman rapper. Women wash their husband underwear with pride. You said woman. You didn't say man. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Beautiful girl, sparkling night, I find a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.